Half of this woman's body was buried in the ground. The first to throw stones at her was her own father. The stones were extremely sharp. Each blow tore through her flesh. Next, her husband stepped forward, followed closely by her two sons. At that moment, the woman was in excruciating pain, both physically and emotionally, causing her to sob uncontrollably. The women of the village began to tremble. They were so terrified they dared not make a sound, but the men stood by, raising their fists and shouting. Then they grabbed stones and hurled them at her with all their might. Anna was born in a remote village in Iran. She was abandoned by her father at a young age. Later, she married a man named David. David had a very violent temper and frequently abused her. As time went on, David constantly humiliated and abused her. Even her two sons began to look down on her, incited by their grandmother. Anna tried to resist, but was met with their harsh rebukes. With no other choice, Anna could only endure it in silence. Recently, David wanted a divorce because he had set his sights on another woman in the village. Young, beautiful, and from a wealthy family. In contrast, he had long since lost interest in Anna. He told Anna that after the divorce, the two sons would stay with him, and she could take the two daughters. But Anna refused. Although there was no love left in their marriage, she had no job and knew full well that she could never support the two daughters on her own. This was precisely the reason she had endured everything all these years. No matter how David abused her, Anna never dared to fight back. Throughout their marriage, Anna had never done anything wrong. She had always had a good reputation in the village. This left David with no legitimate reason to abandon her, so he frequently found excuses to beat her. After a particularly brutal episode of domestic violence, Anna fled with her daughters to her aunt's house. This was the only relative who had ever treated her kindly, but even her aunt was powerless to help Anna's situation. That evening, the local mechanic's wife passed away, leaving behind a son with intellectual disabilities, who had no one to care for him during the day. Someone suggested that Anna work as a nanny for the mechanic. She agreed in exchange for pay. She planned to save enough money to leave David for good. However, David had already lost his patience. When he saw Anna engaging in obvious physical contact with the mechanic, he immediately devised a